Okay guys, hi, this is Professor Benson here, just recording about your video or about what you need to do for the Southwest Airlines assignment. It's really quite simple. As I say up here, I've given you the available seat miles right here for the airline. So there is Delta and there is Southwest, right? So they flew in 1999 141 billion seat miles actually in 1999, and that was down to 128.9 billion seat miles in 2008, and at a cost of, down here, this is in millions, so this is $13 billion in operating costs in 1999 and $20 billion in 2008, and so on. Same thing over here, Southwest, $3.9 billion in 1999 and $10.5 billion in 2008. So to convert this to cost per seat mile, all you need to do, I've given you costs and I've given you seat miles, so you just divide cost divided by seat miles. So in this case, it's just like that. So it is just cost here in the cost, and then the seat miles is the F5. So it's just cost divided by that, and then when you do it, it might end up showing you as it might just end up showing as a 0. If so, then just come up here and click on this guy, which will make it 2 period, or you can do dollars because this is 9 cents, and then just add one more decimal, so now you've got 9.3. And then all you need to do, I say, is to graph it. You can replace this with a graph. It might be easier just to stick it right underneath it. So all I do, the easiest way to do it is just pick delta to begin with, and then I'm going to go up here and insert a chart, and I'm going to do a line graph with dots. Okay, we'll move that here and there. Okay, and then what it's doing, I'm going to end up changing this to 2 decimal places. So it's going to say, sorry, it's going to ask me down here, which do I want? And I'm going to say, oh, it is, I'm just going to call it that. So now it's just going to say 2 decimal places, and now I'll delete this. Okay, so that is delta, and so now to make that so that this is year, you just right click somewhere on it and then say select data, and we're going to call this, so that data is called delta, and I'm going to call this, so this is the year, and I'm just going to end up choosing the year over here. Okay, and then I'm going to add the Southwest Airlines, so this is going to be Southwest, and then the data for Southwest are right there. I'll hit OK. Oops. Okay, so now I've got Delta and Southwest. And let's see, why did it end up doing the... So if we slide that down, and then this is what you should get. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste that in. And we're going to add right, I'm going to just go here. I'm going to end up formatting this chart. Right, so now we're going to end up doing, as that is design, we're going to end up doing, I'm going to add a chart element, we're going to add a chart title. Okay, and I might say, oh, make that, whoops, a little smaller. Okay. And that is your chart, and then all you need after that then is to say, then I ask you to calculate and write on the chart, so you can just print this out and manually write that, the what is the cost, like how much, what is Southwest Airlines cost advantage in 1999 and then in 2008. So in 1999, Delta costs 9.3 cents per seat mile. Southwest costs 6 cents. And so you could just do that this is equal to, it's going to be 6 cents minus 9.3 cents. And then I say the key thing that you need to remember is that, let me put it that way so you can see. I put those in parentheses. That Delta's number is going to be in the denominator. And so this is, they are 35.1% cheaper in 1999. And then if I were to do, so this is Southwest cost advantage in 1999. And then if I were to do it again in 2000, and so now I selected these. If I just slid these down here to 2008, then I should have that this is divided by F50, okay, and they have a 36.9% advantage in 2008. That's all you need to do, and you are done. So this has taken us 6 minutes. This is not that bad. The only thing I wanted to show you is you would get a different number if we said how much higher is Delta than Southwest. So if Southwest said how much more expensive are they than we are, like their costs per mile, and the only thing that's going to change there is that instead of it being right now we've got Delta's number in the denominator, and you'd be doing it relative to Southwest in the denominator. So if you said 9.3 cents is how much of a price or cost increase over Southwest, over 6 cents. So if I were to just do, if I were to just say, well, if I just did the 9.3 and divided it by 6 cents, right? So they are 54% more expensive than Southwest. Or another word of saying that is that Southwest has a 35.1% cost advantage relative to Delta. I'll talk more about that in class, but that is all you need to do. This should then actually print out. If I go to do a print preview, I tried to set this so that it formats nicely, and you can see that it does. And so you ought to be able to just print that out and then also upload it to Learning Suite. Hopefully that helps. I will talk with you soon. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.